Okay, so this is question number 23. And before I talk about the real version of question number 23, let's go over this example first before I do that. I'll just call this 23 star. And hopefully with this example, we can understand how to set up this kind of rate, time, and work equations. So the situation is this. Dad can make $100 in 5 hours, and mom can make $100 in 4 hours. But the son is not making much money, but instead, he can spend $100 in 2 hours. Okay? So let's just assume that this is the situation, and altogether, let's assume that they have $100 to start off with, and one day that the parents, dad and mom, go to work, but the son go out to spend. And the question is, how long does it take for them to empty the $100? In another word, how long does it take for them to lose that $100? So I will ask you guys to kind of try this question on your own. So just kind of pause the video and try to think about it, for 5 minutes or so. Try to figure this out, and we'll be back. So hopefully you guys all had a chance to work out the example I gave you earlier, and now let's go over it. So let's say this is the family. So I just drew a house. And originally, they have $100 to start with, right? And here is the dad. And dad is going out to work. He is making $100 per 5 hours, right? And I think that the thing that we usually do is, if we hear something like that, $100 for 5 hours, right? We usually like to divide, right? We would take $100 per 5 hours. If we do the division, we can figure out how much money he can make in 1 hour. Likewise, here's the mom, okay? And she's also working, and we have $100 over 4 hours, okay? So in another word, when we divide 100 by 5 and 100 by 4, we're trying to figure out the rate, how much money they can make per 1 hour, per hour. And if we do the calculation, this is 20 per hour, and this will be 25 per hour. Okay? And let's say this is the son right here. Son right here. Okay? And he is out to spend money. So it's like he is constantly taking the money out to spend. And how fast is he spending the money? Well, he spends $100 per 2 hours. And notice that he is not making money, but instead he is spending money. So he is losing the money, right? Because of him, the family is losing the money. So technically, let's put a negative in front of that $100. Let's put a negative in front of the $100. Because of him, we have a negative rate. And because of spending, we'll just say this is negative $50 per hour. Okay. So, well, why do we do that? Because now we can just look at what happened within just 1 hour, right? If we forget about the sum for now, just by looking at the dad and the mom, in 1 hour, they can make 20 and 25 together, which together they can make $45 in 1 hour. But however, with the son, altogether, they are not making money at all. They are in fact, losing money. So how does this work? I want to figure out how long does it take for them to lose that $100. Because if this is a situation, there's no way for them to save money, but their money just keep going out constantly. Okay, so this is how it works. We are going to find out the hourly rate. I'll just write down as the rate. And this is altogether, we have to consider all the 3 people. So altogether, we're looking for the rate times time, how many hours, and I will just write down as rate times time is equal to whatever the amount that we are looking for. Okay, altogether, if we consider all these 3 people's rate together in 1 hour, the dad, in 1 hour, he contribute positive $20. Mom contribute positive $25. But the son, he's not contributing, he's helping the family. That doesn't really make sense. Yeah. Negative $50 an hour. I don't know how to use that word. He's wasting money, I'll say. Yeah. He's spending money. So therefore it's minus. So if we add all this, that will be the rate altogether for the family. Times, that's my times, okay? This is not the x, like a variable. This is not like an x for the variable. This is just times. How many hours? I don't know. I just put on t. And the amount that we are looking for is, if this is a situation, how long will it take for them to lose that $100? So the amount, it's not positive $100 because we are looking for, if that's a situation, how long will it take for them to lose all the money? So it will be negative 100, just like that. And then doing the calculation in the parentheses, 20 plus 25, which is 45, minus 50 is negative 5 times t, just like that. That's equal to negative 100. Okay. And one more time, the negative 5 means altogether they are losing $5 every hour. They are losing $5 every hour. Then I have this equation. I just need to solve for t by dividing both sides by negative 5, negative 5. And with that, I will get t is equal to positive 20 hours. So in another word, if this is a situation, after 20 hours, they will completely lose the $100 because the son is just spending them all, even though the dad and the mom is trying to make money, but they can't keep that $100. So hopefully you guys can understand, can relate this question to the original question number 23. And now let's look for the real question number 23. Let's deal with the real question number 23. So instead of the house money, but rather we have a sink. And we have the hot water, it's going into the sink. So this is the hot water. And the rate of the hot water is, it says, you can fill in the sink, one sink in 5 hours. So the hot water, the rate for that is, I'll just write down this as one sink over 5 hours. And you see that's exactly what we did for the dad as well, right? And likewise, we also have the cold water that's going into the sink. And the rate for that is, let me write down this is the cold water. The rate is one sink over 4 hours. Okay? And we'll just keep them as fractions. And here's the drain that drains the water out. And the drain can empty the water, all the waters. The rate for that is one sink in 2 hours. Okay? And since the drain is losing the water, so this is technically negative one sink over 2 hours. And originally, the sink is full. One sink. Okay? So how do we set up the equation? The question is, how many hours does it take? How long does it take if this is a situation for all the water to be empty? It's exactly the same as what we just did. I need to look for altogether the rate altogether. So I'm going to consider all these three things and times the time equals to the amount. Okay. So altogether, the radius, I have 1/5, 1/6 in 5 hours. Let me just write it like that. 1/6 over 5 hours, 1/5, plus 1/4 from the cold water, 1/6 over 4, like that. And minus 1/2, because the water is going out. Therefore, it's a minus 1/2 times the time that I don't know. So this is the x. This is not like the x. This is my baby x for multiplication. So times t, it's equal to, and the amount that we are looking for is, I want to empty the full sink. So it'll be -1. Okay? And notice that they are exactly, these two are exactly the same. You see fraction here, but technically, we also have hidden fractions here as well. So let me get by this one more time. How did we get the 20? It's because we take 100 and divide by 5. This right here is 100/5. That's how we get the 20. How did we get the 25? It's because 100 divided by 4. So we have 100/4. And how did we get the 50? Because we take 100 divided by 2. This is 100 divided by 2. And here we just have fractions. Like it looks like fractions. Well, they are fractions. These are just the fraction that we have to deal with. Okay, so we're just going to add all the fractions here. Find the lowest common denominator, which will be 20, plus something over 20, and minus something over 20. Find the lowest common denominator. Here I need to multiply by 4, so the same on top. So I get 4 right here. Here I need to multiply by 5. So multiply by 5 here, get 5 here. And I need to multiply by 10 here, multiply by 10. Just like that, times t. Let me just still put a baby x for multiplication. It's equal to -1. And 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 minus 10 is -1. So here I have -1 over the denominator stays the same, which is still 20, times t. It's equal to -1. And to solve for t, I will have to multiply both sides by -20. Multiply this by -20 and by that -20 as well. This way, 20 and 20 cancels. Negative times a negative becomes positive. So here I have t. It's equal to -1 times -20, which is 20 hours. If this is a situation, it will take 20 hours for the sink to be empty, just like exactly what happened here. That's it.